And we have both sides taking the field, a matchup that has been building throughout this short week for both teams, as both teams have to adjust coming off of wins over the weekend. But it's tough to get more hyped up than they are for this game. When we look at the face-off, Davey, this is going to be an important thing to watch throughout. You see number 3, Alex Woodall for Towson. He's down 25 pounds this year. He's now winning 73% at the X, got 37 ground balls. Bailey Savio is going to have to find ways to neutralize him for Loyola.
Absolutely. Hearing Greg Granlund talk about Woodall really morphing into his best version of himself into his senior season. I mean, you watch this team warming up. You can't help but to look at number 3 and look at that size and really athleticism. So he's going to be a huge factor in here today. Looking forward to a great battle at the X. It's going to be key for this outcome of this game.
The interesting thing in talking to Coach Charlie Toomey of Loyola is saying, hey, we want to make Woodall win it backward, because when he wins it forward and is moving on offense, he is a very, very difficult guy to defend against, and it becomes a really difficult thing to defend this Towson offense. We've got a violation at the face-off X on Woodall, though, so it's Loyola with the first possession, and we get our first look at Pat Spencer and company on offense.
Right, that's something that Coach Nadalon spoke about yesterday, was not giving Loyola anything easy, right? We don't want to make any mistakes and give Pat Spencer more opportunities than he already is going to garner in this game.
One change on the Loyola starting midfield for today. It's Alex McGovern, number 16 in green, getting the start instead of P.J. Brown. So it's John Duffy, McGovern, and Chase Scanlon, the fantastic freshman, in the starting midfield unit. They're joined by Pat Spencer, Aiden Olmstead, and Kevin Lindley at attack. And here is Spencer working against Kobe Smith. That's the one-on-one matchup Towson starts with. Spencer, so physical, able to back down his defender. Gets a shot off, an early save by Tyler Canto, and Towson gets an early stop.
Absolutely huge there for Towson, also for Canto and his confidence, right? Nothing better for a goalie than to see that first shot and be able to stop that one. Huge for your momentum going forward.
When you think of this Towson team as they look to get it over, just 5 seconds left to get it over, and they do. You look at this Towson team, it's a team that has found some good opportunities in transition, something you don't think of when you traditionally think of the Tigers, but they're not afraid to go this year.
Absolutely. You traditionally think about playing fundamental defense and taking your time on offense, but this is a group that is mature, that is able to pick and choose their moments when they really want to run, and they have the athletes and ability to do it.
Here's a look at Brendan Sunday. He's been terrific this year. He finds the post. A tough break for Brendan Sunday, who we talked about in the open. He's already got 11 goals in 3 games. Another look.
Sort of gives you a little microcosm of what we're expecting today, right? Pat Spencer first shot, and then we have Sunday answering on the other end, just nicking the pipe there.
Sunday once again joined in the starting attack unit by Brody McLean and Luke Frommert. At the starting midfield, Jake McLean, Grant Maloof, and Timmy Monahan. This is Maloof, well high, but that shot by Sunday reset the shot clock, so still 60 seconds to work for the Tigers. Their first offensive set here today.
It's interesting looking so far at these sets and seeing both Sunday and Pat Spencer above GLE, playing a lot in front of the goal, right? Listed as attackmen. So it'll be interesting to see if both teams, both units want to put them at different locations throughout this game.
Sunday to Maloof from downtown, shot wide.
Towson here generating a couple good opportunities, right? I think it's key for them to get everyone involved here, maybe circle the ball a couple times, make that Loyola defense turn their heads and move their feet, try to lose track of guys here.
Now the shot clock reset, I don't believe it should have. The refs didn't check it, so it's another fresh 80 for Towson. It's something we've watched with the shot clock being implemented this year. Some different things going on with operators as Maloof strikes first. The Tigers take a 1-0 lead.
Grant Maloof, really strong move from him right there, getting the party started here for the Towson Tigers. Again, really key for them to strike first there. Nice offensive possessions that we just talked about, generating a lot of scoring opportunities. And this is just getting to a high percentage shot, right? Getting to the middle of the field, giving up a good shot for a great shot, and just burying that one to give the Tigers an early lead here.
Something that made this Towson team so difficult to guard back in 2017 when they made that run to championship weekend was the shooting ability of the guys like Ryan Drenner, Joe Sider. We've seen a little bit of that type of ability from certain players on this Towson team early on here in 2019.
Absolutely. Coach Nadlin's got to be excited about that, just getting yourself into a good position to really start this game off right. Just gives your whole offense and your team a lot of confidence.
And early on, 2 face-off wins for Loyola as that ball goes out of bounds off of Towson. Something to keep in mind as we move on. 2-0 start for the Greyhounds at the X. Remember, last year, just 3 for 7 Alex Woodall was against this Loyola team. Actually got pulled, and Towson went to some other options throughout that game. It's Riley Cox running out of the second midfield unit for the Greyhounds. Now Logan Devereaux, who's bodied up, physical play. It's Andrew O'Dare, the short stick midi, but we get a whistle and it'll stay with the Greyhounds.
Towson sort of got bailed out there. Pat Spencer, he picked up that ball early. He was trying to win the whistle there, get a quick little restart.
Spencer draws the slide, but the pass a little off. Big loose ball as you see Zach Goodrich, the All-American, in there for Towson, and a quick turnover, and here comes Kobe Smith. He's shown the ability to score this year. Instead, takes things back out, and the Tigers will set things up. Kobe Smith, don't let the long pole fool you. He's got 5 points on the year and 2 goals and 3 assists.
Kobe's, he spent some time as a long pole, long stick midi here last year, but now he's drawing the task of guarding Pat Spencer, following him wherever he's going, doing a good job of just staying on him, keeping his hands involved. He's got to be careful not to help off too far off of Pat there and really make sure that his presence is felt this entire game.
Second midfield unit in there for the Tigers as well. Shot sails high from Beecham, sophomore from Carlsbad, California.
Getting used to some nice February lacrosse. A little bit colder on the East Coast here for him.
Here when you're in Baltimore. This is Frommer working from X, gets it back out top to Sunday. Sunday bodies down the alley, dives across! Wow. Brendan Sunday with a highlight reel finish. Does it count? And it does. Brendan Sunday's 12th goal of the year, one of his finest.
Well, right on cue, right? He's absolutely who we spoke about before this game, understanding that he's a bit of a quieter kid and really, looking to break out. Outstanding, just tough dodge here. Again, just getting to the middle of the field, and then something extra special here on the finish. To have that sort of size and body control is really special. You see Sunday able to flip that ball back across his shoulder. Again, the dive rule being able to come back into play here.
Offensive end, so it was offsides for Towson. And an extra man opportunity for the first time today for Loyola. 4 for 12 on the year, just 33% so far. Maybe surprising considering how sharp this 6-on-6 set has been for the Greyhounds. And not a sharp pass there as Kobe Smith scoops up the loose ball. Smith showing off the speed.
Offsides here.
Another offsides, gives it right back to the Greyhounds.
This is what we're talking about. This is what Towson cannot do. They can't be hurting themselves. They're getting stops here on offense, on the power play, right? They need to take advantage of that and kill off these penalties as they come.
Spencer in front to Lindley.
And that's exactly why.
The Hounds are on the board.
Too, even more so than that, I thought this entire first quarter so far, Towson looked way more comfortable. They looked like they were playing a half step faster, right? Loyola looked like they were still a little bit cold, right? Hadn't quite gotten off the bus yet, and were dropping a couple of uncharacteristic passes. And it's something like an extra man opportunity that really gets your team back and flowing again, into the game. So, for Loyola and Pat Spencer, they're hoping that that's their spark there that gets this train going.
Evan Lindley coming off a big game, 4 goals against Rutgers on Saturday. That's his 14th goal already this season. That's now first on the team, and the sophomore from Darien, Connecticut has just been an absolute sharpshooter. Coming into this game, 52%.
You got to love that. He's becoming a perfect complement for Pat Spencer. And, Coach Toomey, again, talking about that chemistry and attack is something that he's really continuing to grow each and every week as he has his 2 sophomores there complimenting Pat Spencer.
Woodall wins another faceoff, so another offensive set for Towson. If not for 3 different pipes that they've hit, these Tigers team has been really getting the shots that they want on offense so far.
They have been, and that continues to emphasize that face-off battle, right? When they have not had any violations, Woodall's been winning them pretty clean and giving his team a chance to have these long offensive possessions, taking multiple shots, spinning the ball around, getting a lot of guys touches. These are all very good things here for Towson.
This is Malouf, splits the 2 short sticks. Now he draws Cam Wires. And Towson sends it behind. There. 30 seconds left of the shot clock. Stover gets a little help from the side of the net this time.
I think, as they say, one more step to greatness there for Brody Lecrae. Give yourself a little bit more of an angle to wrap that ball around Stover's legs.
So Cole Bolin, the short stick defensive midfielder, brings it over and gets the ball to John Duffy in this first midfield unit for the Hounds.
I think this is an important offensive possession here for Loyola. I don't think the midfielders have been really able to get in the flow of this game. Guys like Scanlon and Duffy are going to be super important to their success here. I really like Scanlon's game. I think he's got a lot of different tools that he can come. Nice hard stutter step there with his left.
But he's got a difficult matchup against the All-American and Zach Goodrich, and Goodrich won it that time.
Absolutely. Goodrich has been an outstanding nitty here for Towson for a number of years, and that's when you think about Towson, really, when you think about their strong defensive presence, is those short stick D-middies.
Brommer quickly, instead, he backs things out for the Tigers. And when you talk to Coach Sean Nadalin about Zach Goodrich, it's such a luxury to have because he knows it's like an extra long pole on the field for him, his ability to shut guys down in the midfield.
Absolutely, and sort of almost being a defensive coordinator out there, right, on defense, when you have a guy that's always communicating, always talking, trying to get guys in their right spots, that's always going to make it more difficult for the offensive players.
This is Beecher with that second midfield unit along with Greg I, number 15, Penn State transfer. I gets a look, sends it well wide of Savio.
Now, if you're Towson here, you have Chase Scanlon.
Stover.
Chase Scanlon caught on defense here. He might look to exploit that matchup, possibly put him in a 2-man game, make him play some picks. Could be a good chance to go at him right now.
I draws the slide. Under 20 seconds on the shot clock with Brendan Sunday working from behind. Sunday again! Brendan Sunday just enough to get it by Jacob Stover.
Really nice take by Sunday again, but again, these Towson Tigers, they're playing offense the way that they want to. They're working the ball around, they're getting everybody involved, and they're giving it to their 6'5" stud here, who's able to turn the corner with his left hand. That's just, being stronger than the other player there, getting upfield. Great start to the game here by Sunday.
And when you look at that matchup, the crazy thing is Cam Wires is 6'4",
yeah.
So only an inch advantage for Brendan Sunday, but that inch enough to get his hands free and get a shot off there around the crease.
And it's interesting, too, as I mentioned before, Brendan looked like he was playing a lot in front of GLE, in front of the cage, and I think he's so good at turning the corner from X and getting to the island. We'll see if they try to get him there a little bit more here as this quarter continues.
After the early edge for Loyola winning the first 2 faceoffs, things have evened back out. Woodall able to win it forward to himself. And another faceoff win, now 3 in a row for Alex Woodall. That's exactly what Coach Toomey spoke about. He doesn't want to happen with Woodall. Because when he wins it offensively, they have a chance to go in transition. They don't hear, but it opens up a lot of doors. And with Alex Woodall, he spoke about being 25 pounds lighter. Maybe that's a ground ball he doesn't get last year, but because he feels a little bit more in fit shape, yeah, he feels like this is a good spot for him.
I agree with you. And sometimes it's just the mindset of your teammates, right? When they see him winning that ball forward, they're looking to make a play as well, right? Their sticks are up, everything's eyes looking.
McLean to Monahan for another. Tigers have it all clicking in the first.
I think Coach Nadalin, if he was asked about this start to the game yesterday, he would take it 100% of the time. Continuing to be disciplined and find really high percentage looks on offense, really fundamental shot there to get by Stover. too, and that what happens when you're working the ball and moving it like Towson, right? The defenders have to turn their eyes. They're all getting condensed into the box, and that opens up those outside shots. Defense, as we just mentioned, and they have to worry about playing inside out first. When that's happening, that opens up the skip passes from those feeds over top. So right now, Towson is really earning and getting whatever shot that they want. They're going to look to keep putting pressure on Stover.
So coming out of the Loyola timeout, we go back to the face-off X. Woodall's won 3 straight there. And you can make it 4, but he loses it. Big physical hit. The 225-pound face-off man lowering the shoulder. Goodrich had a beat on it. We've got a whistle. Violation on Loyola. Procedure call. We'll give it to Towson. And you got Alex Woodall battling for it, along with the All-American short stick and Zach Goodrich. You also throw in Jimmy Wilkerson, the LSM. You've got a good
That's a
rope
tough battle
unit there,
right there, for sure. And you know, that's something we talked about being so important. Those 50-50 ground balls, right, usually end up making such an impact on this game, especially for Loyola, who's having trouble winning these face-offs clean.
Back to work on offense go the Tigers. McLean gets the hands free. Stover finally with a stop, but not able to keep it in his cross. So another offensive set for Grant Maloof, who rings another post.
They really are keeping this pressure on Loyola and Stover. As we see a little transition going the other way, I think it's important here for Loyola. If they don't have anything, they have to bring that ball out and really get in a good offensive possession here, get their guys on, get everyone a touch, and run it set here.
This is a Greyhounds offense ranking 6th in the country, 16 goals per game so far in the 3-0 start. Started with that 17-goal output against Virginia.
Making it really tough here for Pat Spencer to get this ball so far, right? Kobe Smith just not going anywhere else but staying in his hands.
Number 26 will go everywhere with number 7 in green. Hands free, shot sails wide.
Really
the
nice.
backup by Kobe Smith.
Again, that's a great lesson there for young defenders, right? When they're being asked to shut someone off, or you can still have your head on the swivel, seeing what else is going on in the game. Just a really nice heads-up play to beat Spencer to the end line there and get his team possession. Important here for a nice clean clear to try to get another nice offensive possession.
And really, overall, just not a lot of pressure on Tyler Canto as Goodrich goes, and Stover able to stop that one and hold on to it.
Stover bailed out those guys, the Loyola there, as they left Goodrich wide open here, a little riding breakdown.
In talking with Coach Toomey for Loyola, he said one of the things Jacob Stover's done so well so far this year is not only making the stops, but making the clean save to be able to outlet the ball and not allow for the rebound.
Absolutely. That was a big thing that Coach Toomey was focusing on, is those rebounds, which ultimately lead to those extra possessions, which is a big thing they're trying to eliminate here.
Here's Spencer backing down Smith. Trying to use the body, draws the slide, nowhere to go with it, and he holds on to it. Back out and top, and it's Lindley again. Kevin Lindley, the sharpshooter, cuts it back to a 2-goal game.
Nice little cut there by Lindley, and you know, I'm just getting ready to say how it sort of seems like Pat Spencer is with the ball and everyone else is a little bit stagnant, not really moving and getting open, but I guess that's what they're used to, and they're the ones that are playing with number 7 in practice every day, and they know that they just have to give it a matter of time, and he will find them. For a nice wide open shot there. I do, however, think it's important for Loyola to continue to keep that movement going and make this Towson defense work, slide, switch, just to get them out of their game plan a little bit.
I think the interesting thing in talking about these offensive guys, and Aiden Olmstead and Kevin Lindley, the 2 sophomores playing with Spencer, Coach Toomey said they came back this year and they were just dialed in, and they realized they had one more year with this special guy in Pat Spencer. As Savio one-handed after the face-off win, saved by Canto, big loose ball in the corner. Begin near 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Zungalia's got a beat. Spencer's in the mix. Ball goes sky high, and Spencer ends up with it. Close to 20 seconds left. Plenty of time for Pat Spencer.
As we see right now, has Goodrich on him.
Couple
Traditionally,
of All-Americans.
you're going to be yelling red for a quick slide.
Spencer behind the back, saved by Canto. And he's going to try to get rid of it, and Loyola will be denied. One more shot from Towson. Tigers will be very happy with a 2-goal lead after the first quarter. The Tigers clicking offensively early on. Loyola able to battle back. We've got a 2-goal lead for the Tigers after one. Number 7 up on the unanimous number 1 early on. Full of highlights here in the early season as well. As we go back to the face-off X, Woodall wins that one cleanly and gets the offensive set for the Tigers. McLean, now to Kobe Smith. Stover saw it the whole way.
You know, coming out of this second quarter, I love that, though, right? Towson's, they're not backing off the gas. They're playing fast, trying to get some goals here in transition.
Peter Swindell knocked over by McLean. A whistle, and Loyola takes an early timeout in the second quarter. Looking to be a 3-time Tewaaraton finalist this year, maybe also bring home the award. Off to a good start so far in this 3-0 start for the Hounds.
He's setting new trends with his elbow pad swagger as well. Each and every game is different. I like it.
He looks like he's out there for practice with the hoodie.
That's right. He wants to be ready to play over style. I respect that.
And that one, McGovern just took his eye off of it. Scanlon tries to save it.
And that's the opposite of what you want to see, right? We just talk about the importance of that possession, zeroing in here and really executing, right? So to have, you know, a stick work mistake is not the way you want to get back into your game here.
Easy clear here as Chad Patterson gets it to Luke Frommert. Towson look for their first 6-on-6 set of the second quarter. NCAA Game of the Week here on Lax Sports Network. Travis Eldridge and Davey Emla alongside with you. Number 7 Towson versus number 1 Loyola. Tigers looking to get another big marquee win, and Brendan Sunday's already got a hat trick.
Brendan Sunday, he is really impressive so far tonight and this season. You know, he has been doing this, and what I think is really playing into his game is that he's played a lot of midfield in his career. So he feels very comfortable going from X or dodging from up top, as we've seen lately. That's just a hard, strong move with his left coming downhill. It's been interesting to me, too, to see Loyola's defense. They're not eager to slide right now. They're not going too fast at all, and they're making Towson win these one-on-one matchups, which they're doing a good job of.
And great positioning there on the shot as well to beat Stover. Brendan Sunday, all of last season, 23 points. With the 3 goals so far tonight, he's up to 22 in 4 games. Oh, sorry, 3.5 games.
There you go, right. No, it's a step that these guys can take year to year. You know, we just talk about these Loyola freshmen and the step they wanted to take as they get into their sophomore season. Sunday wanted to do that as a senior, right? You see him wearing that C on his chest, and that's certainly for a reason.
Face-off win back to Goodrich, and another face-off for the Tigers. At the face-off X, Charlie Toomey told us this week that he would have been happy with 40%. That's how good he believes Alex Woodall is.
Yeah.
Loyola right there right now, so on par with what they expected.
Certainly, and I'm not sure they expected them to execute on offense this well, which is making the face-offs look a little bit worse than it actually is. Towson is doing just a great job of being efficient on offense and really making Loyola pay every time the ball's on this end of the field.
Hey, don't forget about this Tigers offense. Don't let your thoughts on Towson as a program fool you. They're top 10 in the country in offensive production so far, as Maloof sails one a little wide. Team averaging more than 14 goals per game in the early part of this season.
Absolutely, you know, and it's not, we talk a lot about Brendan Sunday, but it's a lot of guys contributing to that. And, you know, if you're going to have a group.
Maloof saved by Stover. McLean just tried to bat that thing in, and Stover able to collect the rebound. And Stover has settled in a little bit better here in the second quarter than we saw early on.
No, you're right, and that can, you know, especially we talk about for a team as a whole, how it can be difficult these midweek games. Goalie, you're really changing up your routine and sort of going into a different scenario. So, you know, the one benefit of seeing all those shots in the first corner is that he will be settled in and he's used to seeing the shots he's going to see here for the remainder of this game.
This is Lindley from the top, sails that one wide. Aiden Olmstead. Remember, Aiden Olmstead didn't really play much in the last 2 games, was out with an injury, was expected to play more against Rutgers over the weekend, wasn't quite ready, but got the start here tonight. Sophomore from Corning, New York. He rolls, feeds Spencer, but Spencer couldn't catch it. Kobe Smith, though, loses it. And everybody a little jittery here to start the second quarter. This is John Duffy. He's got some range. Maybe not from there, but does have that two-ball type range if you were thinking of the pro game.
He does, and that's certainly important, especially if they can get some goals in tight here to try to open up those skip passes.
Feed
exactly
in
as we
front.
said.
Pretty finish from Lindley. The sophomore's connecting for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, Lindley has shown that he did not need any warming up period. He came to play here from the beginning, and really impressed with his game. I like his game. Little lefty, quick, can score in a lot of different ways. Has a nice hard flash across that top from a low-to-low shot. Really impressive so far.
Gets the feed from Aiden Olmstead, his first point here tonight. And that's something that when you talk about this Loyola offense, so much attention has to go to Pat Spencer, but Aiden Olmstead is a very, very capable ball handler and feeder.
Right, and you just see it right there. There was not a lot of room to make a play there, and that was a nice pass and nice handle there for a twister finish by Lindley.
Face-off win by Woodall. So back to work, go the Tigers offense. Towson entering this game having scored double digits now in 3 straight to start the year. They haven't done that since 2002. If they score double digits here today, which they're off to a good start with 5 goals in the first quarter plus, they would do it for the first time since the 1990s. This Towson team is on record pace to start the year offensively. That shot got deflected and sent well wide.
I think you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Nadalin for that, and we have already hit on it a lot about how Towson's usual reputation is this strong defensive program, but he goes with the guys that are on his team and the feel from his guys, and really puts a lot on the players to sort of form the identity that they're looking to have, and they've really embraced this team offensive concept, and it's been shown in all their production through each game.
Another save there by Stover, but a good ride by Towson. No, we've got a player in the crease. And that's what the call will be. There might have been a little shove there to get Brendan Sunday into the crease, but either way, it's a Loyola ball. Sent back to Olmstead, and with offense struggling a little bit as they've tried to figure out ways to get Spencer involved, as you see him get shut off there by Kobe Smith. Be interesting to see if Olmstead takes a bigger role behind the cage.
I agree, and we talk about Olmstead being out last game, so it's going to take a couple possessions there for him to get going too.
Canto with a stop on Duffy,
but has so far, as we've mentioned. So I think it'd be great to see the ball in his stick a little bit. Canto, though, just meeting the task each and every time. He's hugging the pipes well and seeing the ball. You
talk about how good Jacob Stover had been. Tyler Canto wasn't sure he was going to be the starting goalie this year. Shane Brennan goes out with an injury, who's the starter for a majority of last season. He is back healthy now, by the way, Shane Brennan, but he's now the number 2 because you can't take out Tyler Canto, saving 14 shots a game on this 3-0 start. Down on the doorstep, it's Frommert.
Again, really nice play by Towson, just really playing methodical offense, right? They're just being patient, they're executing, they're waiting to strike, and when they see an opening, boom, catch, feed, finish. Really effective way that the Towson is playing offense. And again, nothing too special there. As we see, just the heads turned here for the Loyola defense. Quick play from behind.
Give the assist to Jake McLean, the midfield McLean. Got a pair of them on this Towson team. Woodall had the faceoff originally, lost the ball. Now the scrum, and it's Brody McLean, the attackman, who gets it, but a nice takeaway check there by Loyola. Paul Valance. That's big-time stuff to get your team a possession.
I think so too, and hopefully they can use that to gain some momentum here, right? Especially on one when it wasn't a clean face-off win by Towson, but the ball gets kicked right to their player. So the ball bouncing very favorably for the Towson Tigers right now. So Loyola's going to have to do something to really change that.
Olmsted working against Gray Bowden. Shot and a score. The sophomore scrapes the ice. Aiden Olmsted with a goal.
Yeah, Trav, I think you said it last possession there, right? They really want to see what Olmsted can bring him here from X, right? Spencer's getting a lot of attention, being shut off, but Olmsted is very capable as a dodger and a feeder and a finisher here, as we see. Nice little quick stutter there, getting to his left hand and turning the corner. Really textbook there, keeping it high on the 6'6" Canto, though, there in cage, but strong move by Olmsted, and I think he's going to be a big catalyst for them to continue that offensive production.
I think that was such a key for Yale last year because you had Ben Reeves, but
right.
then you also had Jackson Morrill, who could be a second carrier if they wanted to try to take Ben Reeves out of the game, and it proved to be a national championship winning formula for the Bulldogs.
Couldn't agree more, because no matter what, right, one guy's not going to win a championship, so you want to be creating as many tools and as many different options as you possibly can.
Here comes Spencer off the crossbar. Olmsted, though, right place, right time, and he gets it back to Pat. Nice face-off win by Savio to start up this offensive set.
Loyola getting a little fire now, playing a little bit faster, playing with a little sense of urgency.
And Lindley all alone.
Couple extra fakes there just to make sure.
4 goals on the night for the sophomore from Darien, Connecticut.
Nice job by Loyola here as an offensive unit, showing some maturity here coming out in this second quarter, right? Towson has been really having their way and getting the best of this matchup, but Loyola staying poised, right? Never too high, never too low, and going on a run of their own.
You saw the double team on Spencer. Lindley with his 4th. We'll be back here on LSN. Score, do whatever he wants from that kind of back down post-up position.
I think that's interesting. I think that is a great comparison there from Scott, and he's right in that both those players have the ability and strength to back their defender down, but still see what's going on behind them. And then the last part of that is turning and delivering an accurate feed right to the stick of their teammate.
A big loose ball, and Stover comes out of the crease to grab it, and that's a big win for the face-off unit for Loyola.
Absolutely is. Anytime it's a 50-50 ground ball, you want Green coming up with that as best as you can. Great job there, getting another chance to get a possession and build on this momentum they've gained here offensively.
Some issues getting over midfield, but Cole Boland able to do it. The short stick D-Mitty. Another place where Loyola has an injury, and Matt Higgins getting hurt in that first game against UVA, supposed to be the top short stick on this defensive midfield unit. So the Greyhounds still trying to figure things out defensively. But they're back within 1 against the Tigers midway through this second quarter.
Seen a lot of action from this Loyola attack, and rightfully so, getting a lot of attention. But I know Coach Toon would love to see one of his midfielders, Duffy, right, maybe a Scanlon come in here and create some movement on the defense and perhaps get a feed or a shot.
This is McGovern. It's called a Swiss Army knife by Charlie Toomey this week. Played attack, he's played midfield, done actually both this year. As Chase Scanlon gets the hands free, it's stopped by Canto, but a flag. The freshman able to beat his man.
And that's just what we're talking about, right? A lot of action from these attackmen that we've been seeing, right? And Scanlon, the freshman, just taking it upon himself to really make a tough play, right? Just committing to getting underneath and putting his shoulder down there and ultimately drawing a flag, giving his chance a team his chance for a man-up opportunity and a chance to tie up this game. So
Scanlon once again working against Zach Goodrich. And this is going to be a 1-minute non-releasable penalty.
Make it a 50-50 ground ball. It really is anyone's ground ball and has evened out the possessions a little bit.
Right on cue, Alex Woodall wins it to himself.
Does a great job there, that's right.
And gets it to the All-American short stick, Zach Goodrich.
It'd be interesting to hear what Coach Nadlin's message to his Towson Tigers over halftime would be. I think, he'd be very pleased with how they came out and how they started this game, and will look to continue to do that in the second half. I think for them, really just cleaning up some stuff maybe in between the lines and clearing the ball successfully would really help them out here.
Shot clock didn't start on possession there, so once again, something that all the shot clock operators have been working through with the new shot clock rules, when to start this clock and the resets and everything. So our referee crew getting things all set. They got to reset the game clock as well. So there should be 72 seconds on the shot clock, and we've got that all figured out. That's 8 seconds that's gone by in the game, Davey. I know you did math at North Carolina.
Appreciate your help, though, as always.
And an early stoppage here to start the third quarter. These guys in a chilly night in Baltimore would like to let's get this thing moving.
Absolutely. You know, especially as this game goes on, it's only going to probably get colder and colder. So you want to keep those legs moving and really keep those sticks moving, right? Your hands can freeze up a little bit. You want to make sure that you're throwing and catching just like you're always used to.
As they figure things out here, we saw both teams not quite as sharp as I think we expected heading into this matchup. What do you think that is?
I think it has to do with a couple different factors. I think one being the midweek game, you know, having to change up a schedule, right? They both played this weekend and then having to turn around and really, you know, face your biggest opponent yet of this season. And then I think that's the other part, just a big game, right? There's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of tension. You got some, you know, freshmen playing some key roles in this game. So I think now in this second half, both teams will be settled down and we'll see some fireworks lacrosse.
Here comes McLean. Back out top to Monahan. First midfield unit in. Gets it to Fromert. He found another pipe. And he landed in the crease, and it'll be a Loyola possession.
Really nice move to get inside there. Just hits their 5th pipe of the night.
You think about it, your coach, Sean Nadelin, aim inside the pipe.
I know it.
Not on it.
And I think that more than the other plays too, just because we're just getting going in this second half, and that really would have, you know, set a good sort of tone here for that Towson offense. But no, another pipe, and here we are. Loyola's got the ball with a chance to score first.
Get that first midfield unit back out there for the Greyhounds. John Duffy, along with Alex McGovern, getting the start here for the Greyhounds instead of number 15 PJ Brown, and this is Chase Scanlon, the freshman.
See Loyola there keeping their pole on, content with playing 5-on-5 lacrosse that can open up the field, get more space for their guys like Scanlon that can move.
Duffy, he can score from downtown. That shot just high.
You know, we talk about in the first half too, still looking for some midfield production here from Loyola.
This one, another one from Kevin Lindley. Make it a 5 spot for the sophomore.
Again, just another nice little lefty C curl on the inside with a nice find by Scanlon there. You know, something that obviously you don't see here with Lindley is how much his teammates trust him, right? They're just going to throw that ball in even if he's covered, right? He's gained that trust from them, whether it be through these games and through practices. But, you know, 31 is really putting on a finishing clinic here. Got a hold.
And we've got a hold that'll keep it with Spencer.
So right now, Pat Spencer's going. He's got to pick up that ball. This Loyola offense, it should be moving.
It looked like Spencer may have been in the crease as well, but that was not called. Spencer goes back to work from X. Once again, trying to use that size. Flips it back. Shot from Olmsted didn't get through. And Kobe Smith, guess who? Right place, right time for the ground ball.
See if Towson elects to push transition here.
Smith, I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. Refs say it's a shot, and Fromert backs it up. And you're right, when this zone defense is got, it's like the Syracuse 2-3 in basketball
right,
here.
Right, exactly. You know, you got to pick and choose when you're going to run, and understanding that it's going to be a slow process here to get these 6-on-6 goals. So if there is an opportunity to find a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 in transition, I would take it.
And with the shot clock, this is one of the things that coaches who were against a shot clock said about the possibility of implementing it is teams drop back into a zone,
right,
and you don't have as much time to operate as you once did.
Right. And I think as a player, it certainly affects the flow of the game for you, is right. You're not getting as many touches, things are slowed down for you, and your juices aren't going as they would be if you're, you know, in a possession, every 20 seconds.
Sunday ends the drought for the Tigers. He's got 4. Towson back up 1.
You know, we've been talking about Brendan Sunday all afternoon. I mean, if Towson's going to come out on top, he's going to be the guy, the catalyst for this group that's going to be doing it. You know, each one of his goals has just been a really solid individual effort, just going one-on-one. Again, right, we talk about exploiting those matchups with the short sticks against this zone, boom, just getting down the alley and really just getting off a nice high-to-low overhand lefty shot on the run.
Gigantic goal here, end of the third quarter, to swing momentum back toward Towson.
Love seeing that emotion out of Sunday as well, right? Seems like he's opening up, coming out here, having a big game for 24.
After a combined 11 goals in the first half, just 2 in this third quarter. Ryan McNulty chasing after the ground ball for Loyola. Towson will get the final possession here with 24 seconds left in the third.
Really big opportunity here for Towson to, you know, go up 2 here heading into the fourth quarter. We'll see what they draw up and try to execute here. This is when you go to, you know, your bread and butter. What is this unit as a group? What are we good at? What is our go-to? And how well are we going to execute?
Lane back out top to Maloof. Sunday, that one saved by Stover. 23 minutes between goals for Towson. With 3 seconds, they're trying to add one more. Frommert. And he can't get it off. Loyola able to keep Towson quiet for most of the third quarter. But the Greyhounds, the top team in the nation, still have not led in this one. They struck first early in the third, but Towson answers late. The Tigers with a 1-goal lead, entering the final 15 minutes here on LSN. Entered the game at a 33% clip on the season, 1 for 3 tonight, right around their season average. And it'll be a 6-on-5 advantage for a minute 30 for Loyola, a golden chance to get back within 2.
Yeah, we'll see what Loyola decides to draw up here. Really need to execute and produce something.
Duffy had a lane there. Instead, he decides he's going to keep the possession. Spencer operating at the top.
Towson just playing that box-and-1 defense, having their 4 long pulls on the perimeter, trying to get sticks up in passing lanes. Having a short stick inside, taken away.
Down low to Scanlon.
Nice find.
What a feed from Pat Spencer.
And that's critical, right, for Loyola. They had to capitalize on that opportunity, on that power play. It was a must-have for them. And, you know, we've talked about Scanlon a couple times tonight for doing some good things that haven't necessarily shown up on the score sheet, drawing penalties and whatnot. But obviously he gets a goal there and is continuing to show his diverse game. You know, a lot of times he starts with the ball in his stick, but the beneficiary there and able to finish on the doorstep for the freshman.
Scanlon's first goal of the night. He's now got 3 points with a couple of assists to go with
Big
it.
face-off here.
Yeah, and we've seen Alex Woodall just absolutely dominate in this second half. Bailey Savio needed it, but Woodall wins it forward. Bounce shot high again. Woodall is going for it every time.
Can't quite seem to get that lack of whip, I should say, on that bounce shot there. But again, he's creating opportunities for his Towson offense. You got a full shot clock here to try to take some time off the clock, but still apply a little bit of pressure. Obviously, with this 2-goal lead, doesn't have to be a ton of urgency, but they have to execute, right? We've seen a lot of passes being thrown away. Can't have any of that here. It's just too important of a time of the game.
Woodall entered this game tied for second in the country in face-off win percentage behind T.D. Erlin, sitting at 73%. He's improving that so far. He's at 75% on the game. Jake McLean beats his man, kicks it back out to Monahan. Fake shot. Now, what was going on there for Maloof, and he loses it. So big stop for Loyola. Now can they convert at the other end? Spencer, saved by Canto. Ooh. Rebound is good. We've got a long pole goal. Alex Johnson Johnson runs the floor.
Love to see that. Love to see that. Finally got a goal in transition here, right, for Loyola, running the field a little bit. I think that's by far the best thing that could have happened to them, right? Not a lot of great things are happening 6-on-6, and that's the fastest way to score, right? Go from defense, create that offense immediately, right? Get a nice little rebound. But way to run the field there for the long stick, right? That's exactly what you're taught to do. Run the entire field. Good things happen. Boom, Loyola's within one.
Right place, right time. Third career goal for Alex Johnson, his first of 2019. And he picked a great time for it. 2:13 to go. Woodall wins it back to himself. I mean, at this point, Loyola just has nothing at the face-off X compared to Alex Woodall.
No, and I think even making it a 50-50 opportunity is difficult at this point. He's almost getting stronger as the game's going on, which is huge here for Towson. You got your shooters from out top. You got Brennan Sunday who's scoring in a variety of different ways, right? You got your Frummert scoring on the doorsteps. Just these guys are playing as a cohesive unit, all 6 guys engaged, and I think they're going to continue to be in the teens in terms of scoring.
So Loyola needs a stop. By the way, shout out to Zen Cantina in Towson. Sports Bar has this game on every single television. A good one if you're a Tigers
good old
fan.
Zen West, yeah.
You frequent that place, Davey?
Not too much these days. I stay up in the New England area.
This is Grant Maloof, 40 seconds. So no matter what happens here for Loyola, they can get a stop with the shot clock, even if Towson runs this entire thing down, and still have plenty of time to try to tie it at the other end. McLean, back to Maloof. Shot saved by Stover. But it resets the shot clock, and now Towson is a situation. They're going to call a timeout, and they've got a situation where they can hold this thing for the remainder of this game. Loyola has been causing their own turnovers. Loyola has been sticking back in that zone. Stover's out of the cage. Sunday is now double-teamed around midfield. Sunday pulling away, and he's playing keep away from the Hounds.
So now you got a situation for Loyola where they're going to need another defender, pull to calm double here. Just try to force the issue.
Andrew Beecham beats his man along the end line.
Towson is going to continue to stay wide. If they get in trouble, they're going to ditch it to the corner and try to get a ground ball. Possibly
and
a timeout.
We have another timeout.
Yep.
Kobe Smith has done a terrific job on Pat Spencer, giving up just a goal and 4 assists. And I say just because 5 points is pretty darn good. Sunday.
See.
Is he going to shoot? No, and he does the heads-up thing. He goes toward the corner. Under 20 seconds. McLean's got a trio of players chasing after him, including Spencer. McLean! He's going to put the exclamation point on the upset. Jake McLean puts the Tigers up 2 with under 10 seconds to go.
Obviously, a really, really well-played game from start to finish by Towson, but what can't get lost in this is the execution there. With 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, whatever it was, they executed that perfectly there, and they killed time off the clock. They kept the ball away from Loyola, didn't take that free goal, which they could have with a couple seconds left, and then really came back with 7. Really well done by Towson.
Woodall wins the face-off, and that will do it. For the first time since 1992 and the third time ever, the Tigers have knocked off the #1 team in the country. It was a big stage here on a Wednesday night, Davey, and at times it wasn't real pretty, but it kind of fits what Towson is all about. They come away with the 12-10 win.
I couldn't agree more. Really, from start to finish, I thought Towson came to play. They were energetic. They played as a unit, and you're right, there were certainly some valleys throughout the game that they had to battle back from, but they did. They stuck together as a team, had a lot of confidence in themselves and in their big-time players who really stepped up and I thought were the difference in this game. But congratulations to Towson. A lot of tough circumstances, cold weather, midweek game, and they came out on top tonight.
And when you look at the face-off X, people speculated, maybe with the shot clock, the face-off won't be so important. Well, tonight, once again, Alex Woodall proving that wrong. 20 of 26 at the X, and Towson able to use that in the second half to really dominate possession.
You're absolutely right. Woodall was such a force tonight and really did not have any drop-off from the first face-off to the last. He is a beast at the X there and allows this Towson team to grab momentum and to keep momentum at any part of the game. And I think as a contender, that's such a valuable weapon to have. It allows your offense to get in a flow and ultimately come away, settle in, and come away with more wins.
In 62 meetings between the Tigers and Greyhounds, twice Loyola entered as the #1 team in the country, and twice Towson was able to knock them off. Just kind of what rivalries are all about. So once again, your final score from Johnny Unitas Stadium: Towson 12, Loyola 10. Thank you for watching the CAA Game of the Week on Lax Sports Network.